although that I love the AE86 so much and I don't ever think I'll sell mine, there are 5 things that I hate about this car. And it really took me 2 weeks of hard thought to find 5 things I hate about the car, but I finally have. Although I don't think any of these would be deal breakers to people that want to buy a Corolla, these are just 5 things that you should know about this car before getting into it. But before we start the video, make sure to like and subscribe and join the Discord down below. And let's get into the top 5 things I hate about the AE86 Corolla. So the first thing that I hate about the AE86 is the crappy excuse for a heritage program that Toyota has in general. This spans across all of the models that the heritage program encompasses. They literally have 1 page of parts available, and all of them are parts that really nobody needed. This 4.3 final gear kit, most people like to swap to a 4.7 anyways, and the 4.3s were still available. Now you're going down to these axles. These axles are known to snap or bend, and what people like to do is they like to swap them out for a thicker aftermarket axle. So bringing these back, why? Why would you, out of all the things you could bring back, you bring back something that is already in the aftermarket and that they make better anyways? And then you go down to the bottom of the page and you see the knuckles. I mean, how often do knuckles go bad to begin with? But they decided to reproduce them for some reason, and they're not cheap. They're $144 per side, which equals about $290. Instead of getting these OEM knuckles with no adjustment, you go over here to Techno Toy Tuning, and you can get these knuckles right here with a bunch of adjustability for $275. So cheaper than the OEM ones. They're better quality and they have better adjustment for a cheaper price. And that's why I think this heritage program is stupid. They make parts that absolutely nobody is going to buy unless you're making like a 100% stock car, where instead they should be making brand new seats. There's literally a shortage of GTS seats because everybody is GTS swapping their SR5, and people are paying like $1,000 for a pair of used GTS seats when Toyota could come out with new ones for $1,500 and people would say that would be a no-brainer. Also, inner door panels, those things are getting all scratched up and people are just going straight to plastic door panels. But I bet you $100 they would pay $500 for just a brand new set of door panels. Even the dash, people are spending like $1,500 on a dash cover when Toyota can make one brand new for like $1,500. Those are the parts that people need: interior pieces, trim pieces, body panels, and even the seals that go for the windows are all things that people need and can't get. And for some reason, Toyota is just dropping the bag and making these stupid parts that nobody even asked for. And the second point that I hate about the AE86, and it kind of ties into the first point about the knuckles being $144 per piece and the heritage program calipers are $866 per piece, everything on this car is expensive. I was talking to a guy with like a 65 Bronco, and those are as desirable as an AE86 or even more, and he got a bumper for like $200. And that's partly because Ford still makes a lot of parts for them and parts are just cheap. But for the Corolla, since everybody wants the Japanese parts, including me, I'm not gonna lie, parts are super expensive, and since of their low quantity, I mean, it just sucks. For the Japanese front bumper, you're looking at I think like $2,000 to $3,000 now. Rear bumper used to be $700 when they were in stock from Toyota. Who knows what they're at now? I'm guessing around maybe like $1,200. Everything in this car is insanely expensive, and just the smallest part, like a front bumper bracket for the JDM front bumper, is already like $400 now. So if you're getting into the game now, honestly, just stay with what you got. Get a nice paint job and just call it a day, because buying these OEM parts for insane prices is just insane. And if you didn't know, there's a company called Restore Parts making a bunch of OEM replica parts for the AE86. So far, they made the Zenki bumper. Hopefully they make the Koki one. They made the rear panels for the hatch. Hopefully they make it for the coupe. And I think they're slowly expanding the products. So it's a matter of time before all these parts go down in price. But as of right now, parts for these cars, especially cosmetic parts, are super expensive. And the third thing I hate about this car is that almost any car on the road nowadays can beat this thing. So even when you're banging through the gears, the exhaust is super loud, you feel like you're going fast down the highway, and there's a guy making no noise at all in a Prius that is just smoking you. And that is pretty much a daily occurrence with an AE86. After I got the ITBs done and the tune, and the car makes around 140 horsepower, I was banging through those gears, and there was a guy, he was oblivious. He didn't even hear me, see me. He was just listening to his Beethoven or whatever he's listening to in his Prius, and he was just smoking me down the road. So if you watch too much Initial D and you think this car is actually fast, you are dead wrong. But I think most people know this car is extremely slow, and I don't think anybody is thinking about speed when buying an AE86. And the fourth thing I hate about the AE86 is that the car has no damn AC. For some reason in the early 2000s, everybody was like, this car is dog shit slow. What are we gonna do to get an extra 4 horsepower? Oh, what a great idea. Let's take out the AC. Even in Texas, people were taking out the AC, throwing it away, not keeping it, throwing it away. And now down the road, there's almost no 86 with AC. I feel like having AC in a Corolla is actually rarer than any other part, because I see more Japanese front bumpers, I see more GT Apex seats than AC units in these cars. And honestly, I wish someone would recreate an AC unit, because especially in Texas, 105-degree heat in the summer, driving this car, you have to have at least no shirt on or a wife beater to get by. And the last thing I hate about this car is the community. And not the community of people who own 86s, they're alright sometimes, but it's the community that knows a couple facts about 86s and has to tell every 86 owner what they think. I can't tell you the amount of times I went to a car meet and someone came up to me and says, is this a real AE86? I mean, shit, I think it is a real AE86, but I don't know, it could be a Mustang. What are you talking about? And they're like,
well, I know that the ones in America were actually VINed AE88, so they're actually not an AE86. Only the ones made in Japan are an AE86.
And I'm like, first of all, you're wrong, because this is an SR5. The VIN plate actually says AE86, and that whole VIN thing is a bunch of bogus. It's the same car, it's just one different number on the VIN. That does not change what the car is. It still has the same engine, still has the same rear end, still has the same body panels, it still has the same interior. Just because one number on the VIN is different doesn't mean the whole car is a different car. But I get that so many times about the A88, A86 VIN thing, and then a lot of other people are talking about, oh my god, you paid so much for a slow ass car. Well, I kind of knew that going in to begin with. It's not like I thought I was buying a Ferrari. First of all, I like the car. I don't really care about speed. I just like driving an old car. And why in the hell are you coming up to me telling me your opinion? I didn't ask for it. There's more traits to a car than just speed. But those 1,000 horsepower little super kids, they'll just annoy the hell out of you if you buy one of these cars. You should have bought a Supra, you should have bought this, it makes more horsepower, 2JZ this, 2JZ that. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video of the top 5 things I hate about this car. Leave down in the comments if you agree with me on these, and also add to the list if you have something you hate about the 86. Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to hear it. So make sure to subscribe and like the video down below and join the Discord, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.